Okay, so we're playing down TV again. Not by as much this time, I don't think, because we've got the other war dancer back. There's some loners in this against Necromantic. This is game number 10. I'm not familiar with Emperor. They've got a Pom Wolf. Don't like it. But there's no tackle here at least. They've got some wrestle. They've got some nice guard here. The whites are... Neither of them have tackle. Middling record. I think this might just be a babe. I could spend the wizard and it would make the obviously our chances for the game much better, but really want to keep that bank now and get the tree and then start buying catches, because I like to have all 4 catches, and right now I've got 1. Who's their ball carrier? Probably the wolf. So they haven't got sure hands. Oh yeah, they have. I'm an idiot. It's right there. So we haven't got tackle, and they have got sure hands, which makes it tougher without the wizard, but I think this is still the right way to go. Oh, thanks, Rick. Yeah, the game against Sergal, I was really close to conceding. Really close. Really genuinely was close to conceding it on about turn 5. And then Super War Dancer number 2, with Super War Dancer number 1 already injured. Super War Dancer number 2 did some things. Did the casual 5+ dodge and 5+ pickup. I still think we actually maybe could have won that game, but I just wimped out of doing 2 dodges to screen the ball on my offensive drive, because I'd used 2 rerolls already, and if I'd done those and they worked, then they wouldn't have had the hit on the ball, and maybe we would have won. But I'm not sad about the draw. Run defense, kick the ball first. At least this claw is wasted, as always. If there's no tree on the pitch, then they are wasting their claw. Unfortunately, it also has piling on, so it's not that great. Oh. Right. What are we doing with our formation here? We could do the 4-4. Because I'm willing to put the rest on the front line. You surfing that, you would go push, push. The quick snap that could lead to a surf. But otherwise that won't get surfed. No, I like that better. Even that, have some speed on that side, but just have the punching power on this side. Except with wolves, you could come all the way around and hit that, couldn't you? So maybe do that, because it's much harder to hit. Okay. Yeah, the record isn't amazing, but with these war dancers, for sure, you've got to try and push it on. I mean, 6-2-1's not horrible. It's just not. It's not as good as you'd like for what else. It's not horrible at all. Like 6-2-1 is fine. It's just I know that I know I can with Wood Elves have those sort of 10 game opening runs where you don't lose at all, and so like when you know you can do it, like it's frustrating to have 3 games that aren't wins. But having said that, like we've spun into Thomas T and Sergal in that run. So the 2 draws were both just when you spin into good coaches, you spin into good coaches. It's always a big lottery, isn't it? In Chalice. And Sergal was up 400 TV honors. I'm sorry, Arcus. I know how that sounds sometimes, but if you look at the Wood Elf race to qualify, it's so competitive that you want to get those early wins. Like it's always so competitive. That's why we end up with this stupid mindset, and it is a stupid mindset, and it's better not to be like that. I shouldn't be like that, but you do end up sort of beating yourself up. Like, look, there you go. That's the current top teams. You've got one that's 13-0-1, another one that's 8-1-0. Oh man, that would have been so nice if we caught it. We'd love them to end up with the ball not on the goal, since that's got the sure hands, and we've got a strip ball. Hey, Slot Merchant, how are you? Ooh. Jed Rosie, the last time I think I qualified Wood Elves, I've taken a couple of seasons off them, but I think the last time I qualified them, I was unbeaten through my first 20 games, which was rare and lucky, right? Like, I don't do that most times. But just to say, like, Wood Elves can do that stuff, basically. Like, Wood Elves, with a bit of luck, can be really obnoxious. Oh, man. Oh, well. That's a recruit for them. I was just thinking we got away with a nice line there, and then piling on flipped it around. I was really in the pits with Lambs at 16, 8, and 8, then got 8 straight to squeak into 70 Doge. So you can bet with 2 war dances for 50 games. With these war dances, you've got to try, right? Like, as long as they're both here, then you really have to try. Right, I know Wood Elves are not classically a fouling team, but the temptation to set up a foul on that is going to be really strong. Because that's a very, very good piece. I don't know if it'll be possible, to be honest, because the best we're going to get is 2 assists, and that would involve basing here. Interesting. If we bring the guard in there and base this. This has got guard as well. Probably can't open this up as I'd like to. Not without doing a loner 1 dice. We could do a loner 1 dice if we bring the guard in there.
'Cause I'm just a CCL griefer, baby.
Could just blitz here. Splits the team bit. Put someone on you so at least can dictate if you're going to blitz where that's going to go. Could foul this with 2 assists, but it involves basing that, which I think is too much commitment. So I think we just do that there and say, if you want to blitz that player, we're going to make you do it into a red dice. And I think you just have to dodge. Okay. Is Tree griefing again with her cadet buddies? No, these are the CCL leafers. It's completely different. The attrition has been high. Like, things keep dying. Do you know, Shtick? I did think, like,
She never gloats.
Yes, this will go
and
into
has great emotes.
red dice, but they don't need to, unfortunately. And they'll palm again. It's 2 turns in a row that they've been taking on the 2 into. I think the first one would have gone 2 into 1. This one would have been 2 into red. Because if that pushes, we've got guard here and we've got wrestle there. Oh, okay. Not moving at all. Interesting choices. Disappointing. I'm not sure if I should have done that really. But I did it, so. I'm going to dare you to do that again. It's a little bit rowdy, but I'm okay with it. I feel like if I keep baiting this 1 and 2 into red, eventually it will happen, but maybe it won't. Maybe it's a bad decision. Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for you, Shtick, when the conversation about the slow turns, because on the one hand, it can be really boring doing commentary when nothing's happening, but on the other hand, I've played vampires, and for me, vampire games are always slow games, because vampires give you so much to think about, so I suspect there will be some slow turns in our game. This is going to be 2 into red again, isn't it? It does look that way, Shamba. They could have at least taken that hit first, but they didn't. Unfortunately, they keep getting that. They keep getting the perfect block result, which is the both down. Because at least the power would make them come forward, but it didn't happen. No, they stunned our guard. Well, that was the risk I took, so fair enough. Fair enough. What do we do now? It's a real shame that guard's stunned, and it is, again, entirely of my own making, but we could have tried to knock this down here. Oh, wow. Whoops. Oops. Got away with that. Lucky me. That was very sloppy. Not complaining. Nice. I think at this point you are just getting up again. Okay. Yeah, I mean, your play to hunt down the natty worked out really, really well. And I mean, yeah, it's horrible playing against the natty. I was really glad when you did get it, because I didn't want to play against it, because playing against a natty is just awful. Not that I think your team's going to be easy for me to play against. I think it's a really tough matchup for me, but like I said before, but at least I sort of can try to play it. Whereas with a natty, I just feel like you don't get to play, do you? You just got to hope they don't roll it. So taking it off the pitch is one way out. We did win the last game, Talk. We got a 3-0 in the last game. Either of these are 2 now, can't they? I guess that's the one. Okay, going for the alignment, and I'm glad you did, because a power on that would have been sad. No, I'll wreck anyway. Get in. I know, no pylon. That was very restrained. I guess they were tired of... Because they kept being on the ground, I kept making them do... blitzes, so at least standing up they can avoid that, although I might be able to hit their wolf, and I will think about it if I can. But we've lost position here a bit, so we need to do a bit of recovery. Get you in here. Because like I could... Oh. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. We can hit that, and it's pretty tempting too, because it's just so obviously the piece they want to keep using. Damn. Push there. Does mean they can come for a counter hit if they want to. Boo. But they're on turn 5, so at some point they need to start moving forward. It's fun playing maps. You can see the panic in opponent's moves to construct anything that resembles a functional cage. Yeah, it's just so hard to protect the ball against vampires. I've played a bunch of vampires, and they can be really fun and really frustrating, obviously. But despite having played them a bunch, like I feel like playing against them, I just feel like I play really badly. So I'm really not. I am looking forward to our game. I'm just not confident that I can not lose it. Especially because Dark Elves, I know I've got one faster one, but they're not even that fast. So normally when I have played against vampires, I've at least got like Wood Elves who can really outmaneuver at least a bit. But Dark Elves can't. Did they think they were going to hit this and then just realise it's strength 4? Because at the moment it looks like a 1 dice into 1 dice on it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. 1 dice. Rowdy. And gets the POW. This player is so rowdy and it's working out for them. Definitely a pylon. That's obnoxious. I may regret that. But I want both my ward answers. That was super rowdy and I'm annoyed that it worked. Have given us a way into the ball here, haven't they? few ways into the ball, maybe. Okay. Maybe not hitting the ball. Good. Good. All right, we've got some good pressure now. And we've split their team right up. I'm so annoyed that one dice into one dice got the casualty, because the rest of the game without the Apo now, that thing still on the loose is pretty scary. It's just such a rowdy play. Just rolling for a 6, like literally just rolling for a 6+ and finding it. Okay, so they're going to do the dodge with the ball carrier and come back to this side, I guess. It's an annoying stunt, because if they do get the dodge now, they'll have some space. This drive looks worryingly like it's going to work out for them. Yeah, get the dodge. Damn. It's all looking pretty bad for us now. Maybe we can still find a way. Guard is well positioned for them here to stop me from doing elite play. Okay. 2 rerolls. At least that gets a reroll out of them, but it does mean that this is now free again. Got to get some players in front of this. we just leave those ones? It's forcing these players to stay there and take those blocks. On the other hand, it does mean that this is a bit exposed. Whereas that would shore that up a lot. Okay. So they've got to get in scoring range this turn, one way or another. And hopefully they'll leave a gap somewhere. Got your eggs, I'm excited. What eggs, Collie? Just eggs for lunch? Or eggs for... We're well past Easter, so they're not chocolate eggs. This is like the first time all game that hasn't been pushing into a one dice or a red dice, and it finally pushes. Been trying to get that out of it all game. No pom. Boiled eggies. Is that boiled eggs for lunch? I thought you were having chips and gravy for lunch, Collie. Did you decide to not do the takeout? Oh, I missed some follows. Senai and Noxino, thank you for the follows. I don't know when I missed you, I've just seen you on the list. Hi, if you're still here. Is this going to be a sideline cage against the War Dancer? It is looking that way. Okay, at least that is the better kind of sideline cage against the War Dancer. That might be good enough. I don't know if we're hitting this or just trying to screen it. That is an IG3 ball carrier. Okay. Not ideal. Maybe that's good enough. I guess we'll find out. It's not as good as I'd like it to be, but we'll see. We do still have a reroll for the one turn if it comes to that. They do have 2 stand firm, which obviously makes it a lot harder. And it's snowing, which also makes it a lot harder. Okay, so just going to try the 4+ dodge in. Yeah, I would have loved this green to be a square further forward. Just make everything. My opponent's dice have been very, 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 very good this half. Like, when you include the 1 dice POW injury on the other War Dancer, they have had some end that they, like, 3 times took dice that were going to be 2 dice into 1 or 2 dice into red on the wolf at the start and always got the knockdown. They've been pretty charmed so far. Let's see if we can make the 110. I do feel like this Wood Elf team may have poured all of its luck into its skill levels. I don't feel like they've had much luck going on outside of those. The actual games themselves have been quite a slog most of the time. Running up here, blitzing here, pushes you into you, you into you, and you into you. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Push, 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 push. In theory, it all works. In theory. I feel like the game's out to get me. That could have been great too, a weather change. Could have been perfect. Push. We can take this, can't we? All right, got some dice back. You have to moan a bit, because if you don't moan a bit, then the game doesn't give you the dice back. If you moan a bit, the game's like, oh, actually, you know what? I'm being a bit unreasonable. That's how it works. The game is sentient. Absolutely, Shanda. Nuffle's like, oh, all right then. Tree's having a rough set of dice. We'll fix it. Morning, Darbutter. I want, I need to start getting sound alerts when people arrive, because I want Darth Otter to come in with "This is the dawning of the sea otter," like on Andy's channel, because it's funny. Right. Do we Dagger a bit here? I mean, Dagger against Necro is not normally the way to go, because they've got some speed, but I mean, we definitely want to faff about a bit. For sure. Don't want to score too quick. Actually, no, I'm going to try and carry on string 4. Hey, Cheeky Jimmy. Sure, if you've got it, Darth, to do. I mean, I haven't worked out how to put any of those intro sounds on yet, so I need to work out the text side of it first. That is a bad kick. I mean, it definitely inclines us towards doing something like a DACA, but more just if we don't pick that up, it's going out of bounds and we're in trouble. We're not doing a full DACA from here because we have set up to do it a bit differently, but I am going to retreat a few of my players for sure. Good. Let's bring you back as well, actually. Okay. Good. You in front of the guard. And then we make a very important 3+. You just can't risk the scatter there. Because if it goes out, which is 5 squares out of 8, and gets thrown up here, you can lose the ball and the game. It's the famous semi-DACA. It's the famous I'm not quite sure what I'm deciding to do here, so I'm doing the worst of all worlds. Probably not what I should do. Such pretty dance as well. The apothecary is gone in this game, so let's hope we still have 2 pretty dances at the end of the game. It's a bit scary. Thanks for the follow, Malefex. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Was not well thought through, was it? Because that push direction is bad. But I've done it. parking dodges anyway, so. Oh, a few ones there waiting for us in the dice log. 111. Good thing we weren't hoping on a reroll. It's a bit annoying because what you worry about in this drive is that you can get, what you don't want to do against the werewolves is get completely bunched on one side. So the idea there was just to hang at least one elf on this side, because elves can always, even in the rain, can always consider just sort of switching sides of the path. And yeah, shame not to have that option. Although they've committed a fair number of players to this side anyway, which is interesting. Will they pile on the KO? No, they won't. Not that rowdy. Definitely a bit rowdy, this coach. Definitely seen some rowdy plays, but not that rowdy. Flash golems are a pain in the bum, hey? They do just get in the way. But this one parking here actually makes me really inclined to swap sides, because once they commit to one side, obviously with movement forward, it takes them a while to get back. And this is the much better one, right? Because that one hasn't got block. I know where the blitz is going to be because you've left it on. Got to blitz that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll have some flexibility to get back afterwards. Please die. Please just die, or at least badly hurt. It's a nice stun. It's a nice stun. I wonder if I'm just standing these two up. Like, it's hits I don't particularly want to give up, but it's just about like keeping some of their players still for a turn, especially without stunned. Might give us a nice push on turn next turn, especially if they do roll some pushes, or indeed if that, you know, wrestles someone down. How was my weekend? My weekend was really nice this weekend. I had a bit of work, which was the less nice bit, but I had two friends separately come to visit me on Friday. So I saw Matt, and then I saw Bree, who made me get drunk because she's terrible. That was really fun. And then on Saturday, I had a bit of work on Saturday, but then I connected with my old community choir, who is starting to do some things again, which was sort of off for a long time during COVID. Okay, the decision to let everyone get hit is not going great. Okay, at least that one's not a knockdown. So that means it's tying someone up. That is actually pretty useful. Because now they've given us space to go down this sideline. And another push, and now they go for another hit. Yes, they will. So they're giving us lots of space to go down the sideline, which is nice. So that did in the end do what I wanted it to. Okay. Problem is, just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hit there. Just like a tiny bit short of the movement I really want. I have to give you up as well. It'd really be better if I could do it with you. That's what I actually want to happen. Give me better options for the rest of the turn. But it's a 2+ dodge to start things off. Good. Please, please get lost, because no sure hands would mean if I do go back on defense, I'm in a much stronger position. Okay, at least a chance. That's not coming back. So that's good. Do I need to do 1 GFI here? I think I do. Don't want to, but I think I have to. Good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't get around top hand surf. So let's do that. Got to do this first. Good. That really could get served. This feels a bit hairy. Don't think I'm playing this great. That is a Papodilium. He's having a good old snooze in front of a cushion that looks like him. If I left a surf on here, they fill that square. I don't think they've seen it if there is. They need to fill that square and push that way, but I think they actually use a surf on the ball here. Stupid, that last GFI made an easy tee. That was stupid. I think they're just going to pile into here, which can still push us to the sideline, but won't get them all the way to a serve. That was stupid. Really stupid. Boo. Okay, they're not going for that, so I don't know what they're going for now, to be honest. Push that in there. Oh, you could have done the serve. You could have served the ball. I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm glad they're not, but they could have served the ball there, I think. Sloppy. That's probably a bad push for us because now they get in front. Get the 1 dice pow. Hopefully strength 4 fixes this for us. Push will do it. Power's better. You can surf that one. I'll allow that. I'll allow the surfing of that one. Shouldn't have clicked them together. Okay. Good. This is looking okay-ish. Oh, you can surf the catch at the top. We can and maybe will. So let's see if we can do that. Nope. Well, we might lose catcher. If we do, we do. Obviously, we hope we don't. This has been tough sledding. Boo. Some poor newbie just ran a rookie undead into my 1430 buddies and conceded pre-match. Ugh. That's tough. Okay, they're not going to surf this. They're just going to try and kill our string 4 war dancer with the mighty bow. From the looks of it, just going to do a piling on murder hit. You could just surf the catcher. Is this going to go to 1 dice again? No, it's going to go to red dice. They are just not afraid of frenzy traps at all. Frenzy traps, not a thing that they think about. Mighty bow you in the face. Lovely stun. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Got to be careful about cyanide pathing here. Good. Okay. Glad they finally got punished for those frenzy traps because they went for a lot of them. They gave themselves a lot of them. So yeah, I'm glad we finally got one. Frenzy traps is a very negative conceptualization. Frenzy opportunities. Frenzy possibilities. Opportunities is better. Opportunities is the one. Yeah, this has been tough work, but if we can hold out one more turn, and we're home. If it's too hard, we can just score next turn, but with 2 wolves, I'd definitely rather hold out for turn 16 if we can. Yeah, coming after the guard, getting the guard. Not murdering the guard is nice. Trying to decide whether to base this up or not. I'm not doing it. The thing here is we can definitely stall, but how do we stall whilst not letting them serve a player that we care about? That's the challenge for this turn. I know, Russ. I hear ya. I hear ya. I think we've done enough. The guard here is obviously the one piece that's like really high value that we just couldn't protect. But it also, by being there, makes it, I think, pretty hard for them to get a nice hit on this one. And these are the 3 players that we're really invested in protecting, so... Yeah, so they're just coming out to the guard. Obviously we don't want that to die. It hasn't died yet, they might foul it, I don't know. The strength forward answers are still alive. There's been some risk this game because I used an apothecary on one of them on like turn 4 or something. So so it's been a bit hairy, but we got there in the end. We just need to not take a rock now. It's the main thing. Opponent could 1-10, and they've got movement 8 wolves, but I'm going to be a coward and do the backline defense, I think, because they are edgy 3, and I don't want my players to die. So yeah, I'm going to take that risk. But they 1-10 on us. You in here. You in here. Spread all that out. do the kickoff before I say GG back. Because there's also riots, things that can happen. Hey, Kendrin, how are you? Does not look like they're set up for one turn. Do get a quick snap, which will make it easier if they want to look for it. They clearly do not. How have I done that angling that I don't want? What did that? How do I fix it? I hit a button with my little finger. I don't know what it was. Well, I guess we just switch to another camera. Some of the cameras in Blood Bowl 2 look very similar. I've never really understood the cameras on Blood Bowl 2. Yeah, Mootlies. Having a bunch of loners is not always a sad thing at all. Like with Wood Elves, I quite like having some loners, so... I'm undecided, Kindred. I'm undecided if there's another game in me today. We've got 2 wins and a draw on the Wood Elves today. Maybe that's enough for today. Maybe we should stop the Wood Elves. And then if I do play one more game, I could do a Goblin game. I did make the Goblins last time to be my... when the brain's feeling a bit tired and we want to look after this team and their record. But it's also like quite addictive and you want to keep playing this team because they're fun. Okay. Got some nice money in the bank. We can buy our tree at last. Or replace the tree, that is. Got a level for Randy. I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting here, is there? Very nice locking dice for us, wow. Alright, so we've got the level for Captain Defiance. Movement up, please. Not movement up. So this is the debate from before about do you take the sure feet because then you're ready for... sure feet makes you ready to get movement again on the next level and means you would then be an incredible... a natural one-turner. Means your one-turns are more likely always. But sidestep means it's just so easy to get the one push and put that in range on any one turn attempt. We're going to go for another wrestle now, or are we going to take dodge on Randy? I think another wrestle, especially since we don't have tackle. Still on our war dancers. Getting some wrestle on the team is... yeah, getting some wrestle on the team is no bad thing because we are facing blodgers. We face blodgers like every game, so if we're not going to have any tackle, that's handy to have. Let's have a quick look. So that's game number 10 on the Wood Elves. The record is 7-2-1. It's looking better as we go. We've had 3 games today and good draw in the end against Circle, who's a really good coach. And we were playing a lot of TV down in that game and then 2 nice wins. So yeah, 7-2-1. We're continuing to move the team in the right direction. And I'm going to give Captain Defiance sidestep, I think. Done. Sidestep is what I always do. I thought about doing shield feet specifically because it isn't what I always do, and like sometimes it's good to do something different and challenge your assumptions about things. But I think sidestep's just a great skill, so let's have it. Let's buy ourselves a new tree because I like having the tree. There's definitely a part of me that wonders if I should buy the catcher instead, because I do want another catcher. In fact, I want 3 more catchers. But I like the tree. Klex. I don't know if Klex is still here. Klex, sei diventato albero. There you are. Klex of Spades joins the team. I think it's like our 5th tree of the season across our different teams already. We are making some progress on the big guy list because trees keep dying. Thanks for the follow, Tom Tom. Kick. Yeah, kick is definitely a nice skill to have on Wood Elves and Malefics. I used to take it as like my first lineman skill. But the reason I've gone off it is I found that in the end, like in so many games, you end up down players and then you end up having to put that kick piece on the line, which you don't want to do with it. So I didn't feel like I was getting the value that I wanted to from it. So now what I tend to do is give it as a later skill on a catcher, which means you don't get it for a while. But yeah, when you get a catcher who rolls some normals, that's normally what I end up doing with them. I'm a bit bugged by how little dodge we have on this team because, again, we've played 10 games and the only dodge we've got is still just those 3. But that's because I haven't managed to buy a second catcher, which normally I would have definitely done by now. But we've been replacing things that died, so we didn't get the chance. Still, yeah, I think that's good enough for today on the Wood Elves.